So good day everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. So I'm really happy to announce in this video that the new release of Tennogen skins are out. Yay! Okay, so anyway, so this is the third release of skins and I have to admit that there are a lot of quality skins coming out for the game. Now I think that others are also feeling the same way since I see a lot of new Tennogen skins being shown at the relay. And I think this is really great since this means that a lot of support is going out to the developers on DE and even Steam for providing these Tennogen skins. So keep them coming, folks, and please keep supporting these developers. Okay, so although there are a lot of quality skins that have been released, I wanted to focus this video on one of these skins, and that's the Athena Magesty skin for Nyx. And the reason I'm very excited about this skin's release is the same reason I had for the Hagoromo skin for Zephyr, in that I never was really a fan of how the default Nyx looked in the game. So when I saw the skin being developed, I was really excited and hoped that the skin will be accepted in the next release. When I found out that it was, you can imagine, I immediately went and got the skin, and so I wanted to spotlight this skin for the video. And so the developer of the Athena skin is a gentleman named Procetizen. I think that's how the name is pronounced, and if I mispronounced it, I apologize. He has developed many of the quality skins released into the Tennogen market, including the Device Nova skin, the Falcon Misa helmet, the Toroid Mag helmet, and as you know, one of my favorite, the Nida Mag skin. So I am really pleased that he is continuing to release such quality work, and I hope he continues to do so in the future. So if we look at the default Nyx with her standard colors as we see here, she is not too particularly bad in her appearance. Now I've shown her here only equipped with the Mark 1 kunai so that we can get a good look at the frame. And I'll repeat again that there is nothing really wrong with any of her appearance in an initial glance. It's just that there's nothing overly exciting in her appearance either. The gray colors as her primary color feature is not particularly a compelling color. And in addition, the unusual colors both in the combination and pattern makes her look somewhat unbalanced. Maybe the best way to say this is that when I first saw Nyx in her default appearance, my initial thought was that she was some clay figurine where the person who made her forgot to finish the job. It's as if they just quit right in the middle of coloring her. I don't know, maybe the developer was late and handed the work in unfinished, who knows. And in addition, she has kind of a lanky body style. Now I've heard that the developers used Excalibur as the base for Nyx's design, and in my opinion it kind of shows. Now it's not a major issue, but when you combine her lanky body style with her color combination, the overall image makes her somewhat awkward and unexciting. Now what's interesting is Nyx is one of the few frames where her noble stance is actually worse than her standard stance. So initially I started out with her noble stance like I would with any other frame, but I eventually decided to go back to her standard one because that seemed to be the better stance. Now, and finally her helmet, though not too bad, especially from the side. If you look at it, has some kind of interesting features to it. But again, it's somewhat unexciting when you look at it from the front. Now, Nyx is supposed to be this puppeteer, this mastermind, this great manipulator. And yet her image doesn't bring out such amazing qualities. She almost looks like one of those foot soldier peons of an alien race rather than a mastermind leader. Now, I think the biggest issue for Nyx appears once you start customizing the colors to try to improve her look. Now, if you start trying to give Nyx more striking colors, what you find out is that a good majority of her body cannot be colorized. This is especially noticeable from her back, where a significant amount of the surface area is just uncolorable. And in addition, since the unmodified areas are gray, it just tends to clash with the majority of colors that you try out on her. This limits the available color combinations that you can use successfully with this frame. And again, it makes her look unfinished, especially from the back. It kind of makes her look like she was like caught in a fire or explosion where the paint just peeled right off in the back. Anyway, I'm not sure why the developers did this, and it seems like they have noticed as well, since the Prime version of Nyx does improve on both the helmet and the colors. However, overall, I just found Nyx's appearance to be somewhat incomplete, awkward, unbalanced, and unfortunately unexciting in my eyes. So now here is the Athena skin in its default colors in the actual game. So, straight out, even with the default colors, this skin is amazing. The frame finally has some complexity to design to take it out of that awkward blandness that we saw in the default design. And I am very happy that the developer chose these colors as the default colors because they work. They just plain work. I mean, this is even an improvement over the Nida skin for Mag, which had an amazing design, but not the best default colors. Now in this case for Nyx, I mean, these colors are just too good enough to use as is. Now one thing that should be noted is that there are still some regions on the skin that cannot be colored. These regions are permanently black in color. However, these permanent regions are not as severe as those in the default skin. And I should also add that not all the black regions in the default looking Athena skin are permanent. Some parts can be changed, and the best way to show this is to switch all the color regions to white and see what remains. So kind of let me play around with this a little, get this going. Anyway, so in so doing, you can see that a good amount of the black region on the default color patterns are now white, and the small amount remaining, which is black. Now, much of the remaining amount is on the back in intricate but quite pleasing design. And thank you, developer, for changing the gray to black, because this just makes it so much easier to color the frame. So anyway, overall, the color patterns and design makes the frame much more elegant. And originally, I had thought that the developer modified the body as well, since it just seemed to look that much better than the default body. However, when I compared the new body with that of the original body, the overall shape is exactly the same. So what this meant was that the overall look of the elegance actually came only from the improvements of the color patterns. And this alone gave the overall impression, at least to me, that the body had changed. And I had to give the developer huge credit to be able to do that much improvement in the overall look just by modifying the color design. Now, of course, much of the improvement comes as a result from the amazing improvements in the helmet or neuroptic design. And this helmet is good enough to stand on its own, although I am very grateful to the developer for providing the whole skin set. Now, it is interesting that the developer decided to still keep the basic style of the original helmet, as one can see when looking at it from its side. However, he improves on this basic style and then adds additional complexity that gives the overall image of regal badassery, especially when viewed from the front. I mean, this was the only way I could describe the change, and this new helmet is much more complex in design, and yet it all remains in balance And again, it all works. Now, as you may know from the other videos, I like my Tennos to have a shadowy ninja style look to them. And the nice thing about this design is that it works really well with this concept due to the regions that are permanent colored to be black in color. And in addition, the default teal blue energy works so well that there really is no reason to change it when I use this look. So with this said, the Athena skin in the Shadow Ninja form would look like this. Now in this case, I've given Nyx the Mirage stance because with these color image, it just screamed for that stance. Okay, so I really like this look, but I wanted to try also some other looks. So aside from the ninja style, the shape of the helmet almost seems like it would go good with something like a dragon theme look. So going full fashion frame with some accessories and regalia transforms her into a dragon style image like this. Okay, so I have to admit that though I like the shadowy ninja look, this red dragon look looks really good on her. For anyone who's curious, she is using the EOS chest piece, the Prisma Daedalus shoulder pieces, and the Porta leg armor, and of course the Rhoda Sandana. Now to complete the look, let's swap out the Mark 1 kunai with the Wraith Twin Vipers, and give her a color coordinated Cyanoid Similar. And for the setup to complete, let's give her a color coordinated Hate, which typically I don't use, but it just really looks good with this setup. Okay, so this just looks really nice, and it looks so good. I may actually swap out Nyx Prime's look with this look and leave the shadowy ninja image for the regular Nyx. So in the end, once again, like the other videos, this has become a personal bias review of the Athena Nyx skin. I found this skin to be a wonderful solution to a problem that I've always had with the Nyx look. And what's interesting is because of this, I'm now playing Nyx a lot more again and enjoying the experience. Now people may call these Tennogen modifications unnecessary indulgences, but for me, if it makes my gaming experience more enjoyable, I just feel that it's well worth the price. And what's interesting is, as I mentioned previously, if I see that there is such a huge number of Tennogen modified frames in the relays like I do, then I can figure that and safely say that I think others are thinking the same way.
Additional life support has arrived.
So anyway, that completes my video for the Athena Nyx skin. I hope you liked it, and as always, if you have any comments, please post them in the section below because I would really like to hear your experiences, and thank you in advance for your posts. Now, it's always a pleasure to create these videos for your viewing, and as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.